Nothing is worse than working so hard to put a coaching program together and then nobody wants it. And yes, some coaches will tell you that what you need are good marketing strategies and consistent promotion. And though I agree, without having a good offer, that won't really work. You may get a few clients here and there, but you won't have the consistency that you need to become a full-time coachpreneur. So it's all about having a winning coaching program. And when I say winning, it means it's saleable. My name's 𝐬𝐈'𝐄 and I've been a coachpreneur for 20 years, both offline and online, for individuals and corporations. And program design is one of my expertise. So if you want to learn how to create a coaching program that's saleable, then give this video a like and stay with me up to the end. And if you're not subscribed yet to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell so you'll be notified of every video I post. In this channel, you'll find everything you need in starting, building, and growing a coaching business. So whether you already have a coaching program that you want to modify or you don't have anything yet, this video will help you create a winning coaching program. A good coaching program begins by integrating your uniqueness into the program, and I'll tell you why. First, when it's your uniqueness integrated into the program, you'll flow more naturally, and that will help facilitate its salability. And I say facilitate because when you're operating on your uniqueness, and if that's really what's in your program, then when you're starting to talk about it and promote it, you're just going to flow naturally. And when you're flowing naturally, it increases the chance of making the program more saleable, which brings me to my next point, which is anything that's uniquely you makes you really passionate about it. And when you're passionate about something, let's just say that I'm talking about uniqueness. That's like one of my biggest passion. And I'll explain more later about that passion of mine. But when I talk about uniqueness, it's even if I'm watching my videos, it seems like my face lights up every time that's the topic. And when you are projecting that kind of an image to your audience, they're also attracted to you and they'll pay more attention to you. So that will help facilitate the salability of your offer. And then another reason why you should integrate your uniqueness into your program is it will make you feel fulfilled. What makes us fulfilled is fulfilling our purpose. And our purpose is always connected to our unique identity. And so when you incorporate that into your coaching program, then it becomes a winning program. So the next question is, how do you integrate your uniqueness into your coaching program? Now, this is easier said than done because we're talking about a coaching program and it's a business. You need to sell it. So it's not simply a matter of knowing your uniqueness, and that in itself can be difficult because the most difficult person to understand is ourselves. And then finding that uniqueness that you can incorporate into your program requires strategic thinking. And when I say strategic, it means that you should be able to pinpoint what is unique about you that will be beneficial for your coaching program and eventually your coaching business. It's not just pointing out your strengths or what you prefer or just the unique things about you, but being able to pinpoint what about your uniqueness you can integrate into your coaching program. So asking the right questions will really help you be more strategic about this. So let me give you one question you can ask yourself. What is one topic that comes out of your mouth naturally? I mean, think about how this is going to relate to your business. So for me, going back to what I was saying is my passion, it's always uniqueness. I always find myself talking about uniqueness like wherever I am. Whatever topic I have, the topic and the subject of uniqueness is almost always integrated. And that's when I know that this is really what comes out of my mouth naturally almost all the time. So this one right here, what comes out of your mouth naturally, should be the main focus of your program. It should really comprise like the biggest component or aspect or part of your coaching program. So I didn't really realize this until I started feeling stale about my program. So there was a season when I just felt like the program I had was not really giving me the fulfillment that I was looking for. And I started asking myself this question and other questions that I'm going to share with you. I started asking myself questions that pointed back to my uniqueness. And so I realized that this is really coming out of me naturally. Every time I talk about something, it's always pointing to a person's uniqueness. And when I realized that, I also realized that the coaching program that I had only contained just a little tiny portion of that uniqueness. So that's how I started modifying it to include the uniqueness aspect of a person and include it in a much bigger scale. Like my entire new modified program is built on the uniqueness of the individual. And though I was already talking about this before, I did not really break it down to the other components, and the other components were not so much connected and related to it. So another question you can ask yourself that's still related to the first one is, what advice do you often find yourself giving to people who come to you for advice? So I'm not talking about people that you're just giving advice to, but those who are really seeking your advice. So what is that advice that you often give people? Think about it. And it's really better if you can relate this to your clients coming to you for advice, but even if it's friends or other people coming to you for advice, family members, think about a common topic that always comes out of you as your advice. So this is why I'm saying it's related to what I asked you earlier, because I discovered that the advice I often give people always points back again to one's purpose and connected to one's uniqueness. So what comes out of my mouth naturally and what the advice I give people always boils down to a person's uniqueness. I mean, seriously, when people come to me for advice, I always point them back to who God created them to be. I always point them back to their purpose, which is connected to their uniqueness. So when I integrated this component, not only into my program, but even my content, my audience started paying more attention to me. And when your audience starts paying more attention to you, it opens their minds to the value of your offer. So though my coaching program is not simply about uniqueness, because I coach coaches, so my coaching program is for coaches. So though it's not just about uniqueness, the main meat of that coaching program is a person's uniqueness and how everything starts from there. So the uniqueness of the person is now the main foundation of my coaching program, and even what they learn from the program is built on their uniqueness. So integrating your uniqueness into your coaching program also includes your top skills, but the top skills that you love to do. It's not just the top skills, but what you love to do. So for me, that's program design. That's one of the things I love about the coaching business. So this top skill that you love to do should also be related to your business. And again, this only came to me when I was feeling stale and I started going back to the drawing board. So when I started modifying my program and creating new modules, I really got so excited. And all of a sudden, it's like my passion for program design was ignited. And I remember the times when I was designing training programs for corporations and even for individuals, and how excited I got. So I kind of was revived and had that same feeling of excitement. And then I'm like, wait, I really need to incorporate this into my coaching program. And in case you don't know, or I haven't told you, or I haven't even talked about it in my videos, I'm a writer too. I've authored a few books, and if you're interested, I'm going to link it up in the video description. And so I just love writing, and I have a professional writing business. But it's not just the writing in itself that I love. What I love is organizing those thoughts, compartmentalizing them, and coming up with a product. So it's not only identifying the top skills that you love to do, but even going deeper into what about it do you really love. So I may have considered writing as one of my top skills that I love to do, but it's really about putting together all my ideas, expressing them in writing, putting them together, compartmentalizing them, and seeing the finished product. And this is what my love for program design is about. And the amazing thing about digging deeper into those skills is because you really see how uniquely made you are by God. And I always say that your uniqueness is the key to your success. It's like hidden gems inside of us that leads to bigger treasures. There are many more questions you can ask yourself that will help you integrate your uniqueness into your coaching program to make it more saleable. And I've created a list for you that you will find later after watching this video in the description. Another thing to consider when creating a winning coaching program is to make it doable and achievable for your clients. Don't be taking them to an extensive 6-month program or something very intensive unless they've already gone through a program with you. If you've already coached them, then that's fine. But if it's the first time, don't be taking them into something extensive and something really deep, because what they need is something easy and something achievable, and that will also help you promote it more easily. So anything intensive you want to do, reserve it for the 2nd or 3rd level. So just reserve it for the future. Start building your clientele first and keep establishing your credibility. So anything intensive, again, is for those who have already gone through a more simple program. That way you can also create tiers for your coaching program. You can always upgrade your clients. So if you're coaching on having a healthy marriage, for instance, just keep it simple and short, like probably make it 6 to 8 weeks at the most. So your program can include simple topics like communicating more creatively, or games they can play together, learning each other's love languages. So something simple and easy that you can do for a shorter period of time. Then you can create different tiers or levels, like this is basic, or probably this is for those who have been married for 1 to 5 years, and then increase the intensity and the level as you move on. So the one you should focus on when you're just starting or you're just building your audience should really be something basic. Something like start a coaching business in 4 weeks, how to create a coaching program for beginners, earn your first $5,000 as a coach. So those are pretty basic. This would really be more saleable because it's also going to be easier for you to talk about. And this is one huge mistake I made when I transitioned to the online space for my coaching business. Because though I've been a coach for over 20 years, the transition to the online space for the business was pretty new to me, but I wasn't thinking about that. Because I wasn't new in the online space. It's just that I didn't really know how to utilize the online space for my business. And so what I initially did was I created a full-blown business coaching program. No wonder it didn't sell, because it was so overwhelming, not only for my audience, but for me. And then nobody really knew me in the online space for the business. I mean, the people who knew me online were not my target niche. And so I was speaking to a new set of audience who didn't know who I am. And so promoting that full-blown business coaching program that lasts for 6 months was just really ridiculous. So I made that mistake, and I'm telling you this so you don't make the same mistake. So I've coached coaches who were doing the same thing when they came to me. And some of them were pretty resistant, like they don't really want to do anything basic because they want to help people on a deeper level. And I totally get that. But you can do that later on. Because if you don't have anyone to sell to, it's pointless trying to offer something that is more advanced. So stick to the basic first when you're just starting, or just like me, even if you're seasoned, if you're new in the online space, or if you don't have an online audience that is your target niche, then start with the basics. One other crucial factor in designing a winning coaching program is identifying the end result and objectives. This is actually where you should start. What end result do you want for your audience? This has to be crystal clear for you first, before it can be crystal clear to your audience. If this is not clear, everything else you build on top of it will be pretty weak. A good result is very specific and quantifiable, like win 5 clients in 1 month. or lose 20 pounds in 8 weeks. That's pretty specific and quantifiable. The key to having specific and quantifiable results is to focus on what you can help them with that's measurable. Now, when it comes to emotional healing, transformation, it's harder to really quantify. It's easier to quantify if it's health and fitness, like how many pounds you're going to lose. But when it comes to something more internal, it's really not easy quantifying that, but you still can. You can still measure the decrease in stress levels, and you can also measure the improvement in dealing with anger. The end result, and using that as the launching pad for your program design, will make it easier for you to create a winning program because it's very specific. And so when you know the end result that you want for your clients based on what you can help them with, then you can start thinking not only of the topics for your program, but interventions that you can use to facilitate the transformation. So we were talking about anger earlier. You can give tips on how to manage anger, and you can measure that every time you check in with your client. You can measure that and ask, so what situation did you encounter last week that kind of triggered your anger, and what measures or what steps did you apply, and what was the result? So it can still be measurable, but it has to start by having very clear end results. So one last component that will help create a winning coaching program is your audience. Now, this extends to your brand identity. And when I talk about brand identity, it covers so many different aspects, including the image you project, how you look like, how you speak, how you dress up, how you carry yourself. So what coaches normally do is they determine their target audience based on who they want to help or who they think their coaching program will help. But what is often overlooked is the people we love to work with. This is where the law of attraction comes in, but I have a different law of attraction in business. It's attracting like-minded people, people who are just like you. So this brings us back to focusing on what you love to do, the skills that you love to do, and focusing on your uniqueness. Because when your uniqueness is integrated into your coaching program, then you'll be attracting the right people naturally. So one question you can ask yourself in relation to this one is, who are the types of people who are naturally drawn to me? And I'm talking about being drawn to you in the right way. So think about those people. They may not be business associates, they may not be clients, even if they're friends, not family members, just friends, co-workers from the past, or if you're still working, your co-workers. What attracted these people to you? What made them like you? So you can probably ask them, what attracted you to me? And you'll be surprised that the very things that they will tell you is what makes up your uniqueness. So when you know what character traits people are attracted to you, and when you start projecting that image to others, you will naturally attract your target audience. I'll give you an example. One general character trait that attracts people to me, meaning people have said the same thing to me over and over again, is my professionalism. And so if I start dressing up in a way that doesn't look professional, I can say, well, I want to dress up the way I want to dress up, but it would be attracting the wrong people. I want to attract the right people. I want to attract like-minded people. And those like-minded people have said the same thing over and over again about what they like about me. So consider who you love to work with, but at the same time, you should also match that with the very character traits that people are drawn to you. Because when you do that, then you'll be attracting not only your target audience, but the people you love to work with. So I really hope that this video has helped you or given you ideas on how to create a winning coaching program. Let me know in the comments below what resonated with you the most. And don't forget to check the links in the video description, including the questions that you can ask yourself that will help you fine-tune your offer, which is your coaching program. And that also comes with a free training, so go check it out. And again, if you're not subscribed yet to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell so you'll be notified of every video I post. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you at the next one.